Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Monday, August 30th, at 3:25 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 594 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. At 6 days old, she went into foster care. At 7 years old, she was dead. Catastrophic photos and videos show Hurricane Ida's path of destruction across Louisiana. Police officers around Tampa Bay are dying of COVID. The owner of this iconic building ordered all tenants to leave. Some aren't going. Own Al Capone, the Chicago gangster's favorite gun, diamond jewelry, bear-shaped humidor, family photos and more to be sold by his granddaughters at auction. Records rebut claims of unequal treatment of January 6th rioters. Rockets rain down on Kabul airport as U.S. troops prepare to leave. COVID etiquette, how to deal politely with the unvaccinated at work, parties and weddings. Bombshell lawsuit has GMA co-hosts at each other's throats, sources say. DeSantis COVID fallout, Tiffany Carr payback, election fraud plea deal. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Rand Paul, hatred for Trump blocks COVID study of horse drug ivermectin, The Guardian. Border policeman dies from Gaza riot shooting injury, The Jerusalem Post. Shares of global star soar 50% on rumor iPhone 13 will use satellites directly, CNBC. At least one person is dead as Ida leaves a million people without power in Louisiana, BuzzFeed News. Celebrities pay tribute to Ed Asner following the news of his death, Fox News. Lee Scratch Perry, 10 of his greatest recordings, The Guardian. Rockets hit near Kabul airport the day before the deadline for the exit of U.S. forces, NPR. Netflix hints that news on the third series of Thriller You could be coming soon, Daily Mail. Jake Paul, Tyron Woodley take issue with judges' scorecards during bout, Fox News. Bitcoin is worthless, housing bubble billionaire says, just don't try betting on a decline, Barron's. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Kid Rock cancels shows as COVID hits band after concert at Sturgis rally. Why the OnlyFans debacle is so devastating for sex workers like me. Ida weakens as rescues begin and damage checked in Louisiana. 10 great cookbooks to give to young adults who are leaving the nest. 8 TikTok skincare trends dermatologists warn you to avoid. Mets president slams players for totally unacceptable behavior toward fans. Parts of ceiling peeled away as hurricane tears through New Orleans TV station. Florida intensive care unit doctor breaks down during CNN interview about dying COVID-19 patients. Right-wing radio's MR, anti-vax dies of coronavirus. Rep Jim Jordan suddenly remembers at least one other call with Trump on January 6th, report. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Org works to protect dogs from the high heat. Subway service restored after NYC power surge. Michigan deputy helps rescue injured owl. Bar honor service members, reserve table for 13. Fan pays $5 to publicly break up on scoreboard. Cow seen in car waiting in McDonald's drive-thru. Hay balers celebrate ideal summer weather. Business owner shares her sewing talent with the community. Small plane crashes in backyard. Duke employees have till October 1st to get vaccine. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. Schemer or naff? The trial of Elizabeth Holmes. America's founders lived in a foreign world. Tennis players want a choice about vaccination. Tour encourage it. How does Biden recover from his week from hell? Stop the doomsaying. U.S. credibility will weather Afghanistan. Where Ida is going next. Mattel's CEO wants old toys to make new money. Children killed in U.S. drone strike in Kabul, family says. Louisiana struggles to assess the damage from Hurricane Ida. History is clear. America's military is way too big. The following headlines are from the 6th most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Washington homeowner shoots contractor dead after arguing over payment, deputies say. Cam Newton chases Mac Jones for high five as Patriots quarterback competition nears end. EU set to recommend reinstating restrictions on U.S. travelers. Elizabeth Kieselstein poured home, artist and socialite, dead at 41. Biden repeatedly implies he's not in charge of when, where he can take questions from the press. Roa alumni leak says husband Greg is transitioning to the other side amid cancer battle. Crispy smoked chicken wings straight out of Nashville, try the recipe. Toyota just sold a $50 million Corolla, but doesn't know where it is. Kanye West claims Donda was released without his approval by Universal. Retired Green Beret warns Americans, Afghan allies will be trapped behind enemy lines within hours. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Monday, August 30th. The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Families forced to queue for hours at Heathrow border control. More cloudy skies and drizzle set to dominate August bank holiday. Ida knocks out power to New Orleans as it's downgraded to a tropical storm. Hostages strapped to cars in huge bank robbery in Aracatuba, Brazil. Jennifer Lopez leaves a price tag on her Dolce & Gabbana cape. England will suffer a worse COVID outbreak than Scotland following children returning to schools. UK foreign resident claim the country is not child-friendly and kids are expected to do as they told. A sleeping hack that actually works, top doctors shares body tips. Millennials transform Margate static caravan and can now command 200 a night on Airbnb. Paraguayan football manager enlists his team to propose to his girlfriend on the pitch before a game. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. The U.S. reckons with defeat in Afghanistan. Afghanistan Live updates, 10 civilians, including children, reported killed in U.S. drone strike, rockets fired at Kabul airport. U.S. donates 55 military vehicles to Kosovo. Rockets fired at Kabul airport but U.S. flights continue. After months, Egypt frees reporter, activist, YouTube star. Israel urges Netanyahu return gifts, he denies keeping them. 10 civilians killed by U.S. drone strike in Kabul, family says. Heavily armed criminal group ties hostages to getaway cars after laying siege to Brazilian city. Israeli policeman dies of gunshot wound from Gaza protest. North Korea appears to have restarted Yongbyon nuclear reactor, UN body says. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. Hurricane Ida Live updates, first death in Louisiana as New Orleans loses power. Armed robbers take hostages in deadly bank raids in Brazil City. The New York Mets, the only team where the players boo the fans. Britons want to blame anyone for chaos in Afghanistan, except ourselves. Simon Jenkins. UK tourism boom sparks backlash against TripAdvisor warriors. U.S. school students return amid threat of Delta disruption, live. Afghanistan Hive News, rockets fired at Kabul airport as U.S. approaches withdrawal deadline. Coronavirus Hive News, WHO expects 236,000 more COVID deaths in Europe by December, Philippines reports record high for new infections. Extinction Rebellion protesters block Tower Bridge in London. Texas poised to ban most abortions as court denies emergency motion. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Watch, tree toppled as Ida pummels Louisiana. The latest, the Netherlands to end pandemic business relief. Idle Hive updates, Louisiana governor expects death toll to go up considerably. Watch, fire breaks out at old rail yard in Denver. Watch, high school remembers graduate killed in Kabul airport attack. Man accused in Georgia spa shootings appears in court. EU to recommend reinstating restrictions on U.S. travelers. Blake, paralyzed in police shooting, hopeful he'll walk soon. Unprecedented NYC subway breakdown sparked by power surge. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Hurricane Ida, 1 million people in Louisiana without power. Afghanistan, U.S. investigates civilian deaths in Kabul strike. COVID surge deeply worrying in Europe as vaccinations dip, WHO. Palestinian President Abbas holds rare talks with Israeli minister. China cuts children's online gaming to 1 hour. Brazil bank robbers tie hostages to getaway cars. Milan fire, flames engulf modern 20-story block of flats. Kanye West, Donda released by Universal without my say, artist claims. New Zealand woman dies after receiving Pfizer vaccine. Vietnam lockdown adds to global coffee supply concerns. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Hurricane Ida was so powerful it reversed the flow of the Mississippi River. Hurricane Ida batters Louisiana hospitals filled with COVID patients, U.S. travelers may be denied entry to Europe, latest COVID-19 updates. As colder fire edges closer to California's South Lake Tahoe region, crews scramble to keep blaze at bay. New Orleans in the dark as Ida pounds Louisiana, Mississippi, rescues underway, some people trapped on rooftops, in attics. Damaging colder fire spreads rapidly south of Lake Tahoe. Chicago judge rules mom cannot see her 11-year-old son because she's not vaccinated. Fire breaks out at old rail yard in Denver, Colorado. Showbiz minute, Asner, hook, U.S. box office. Mom repeatedly punches mountain lion with bare hands, saving her 5-year-old son's life. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Census reports declining population on LA's east side, fueling undercount fears. Newsom is taking cues from a Tea Party darling to fight the recall. Column, building a pipeline to the Mississippi, an idea as harebrained as the recall itself. For an Afghan father, escape was his gift to his daughters. Nicholas Goldberg, I oppose the gubernatorial recall. Does that make me a hypocrite? Hundreds gather in Santa Monica to protest against proposed vaccine mandates. Calder fire crews remain in pretty good firefight as they brace for red flag conditions. Hospitals see more unvaccinated, younger, healthier people with COVID-19. Many California farmers have water cut off, but a lucky few are immune to drought rules. Larry Elder's views cost him listeners and even his best friend, but he won't waver. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Monday, August 30th, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More from other news sources is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. A judge asked a mother if she got the coronavirus vaccine. She said no, and he revoked custody of her son. Jewish and Israeli rescue team evacuates Afghan women's soccer team after last Afghanistan Jew refuses to leave. Housing Secretary Robert Jenrick failed to disclose a meeting set up by conservative lobbying forum, breaching government transparency rules. China bans exams for 6-year-old school children. EU to recommend reinstating COVID-related travel restrictions on US, reports say. New COVID variant detected in South Africa, most mutated variant so far. Pakistan NSA warns of second 9/11 if West doesn't recognize Taliban, then says misquoted. Men not allowed to teach girls in Afghanistan, Taliban ban co-education. China cuts amount of time minors can spend playing video games. EU to seek to stop mass Afghanistan migration flows, draft statement says. Female journalist flees Afghanistan following groundbreaking TV interview with Taliban spokesman. China requires technology companies to provide 1-hour online game services to minors only from 2000 hours to 2100 hours on Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays and legal holidays. Alberta feed stores inundated with calls for ivermectin over false claims livestock dewormer treats COVID. Invisible and highly polluting methane leaks detected across Romania. The next headlines are from Forbes. Jalen Hurts joins East Bay as first ever brand ambassador. The life cycle of an almond. The truth according to Samantha Bee. Lack of midfield anchor could cost Cristiano Ronaldo chance of success at Manchester United. Baltimore Ravens, Lamar Jackson must make hot start after J.K. Dobbins injury. Simone Biles to release her first NFT collection Tuesday, cashing in on booming market. The history of the business interruption policy in the United States. Gulf countries open their borders to tourists once more. Rafael Varane shows why he is one of the best central defenders in the world. Lawmakers' pressure on FDA review of new tobacco products blurs line between oversight and undue influence. The next headlines are from Nature.com. Witness in U.S. climate change lawsuit tells all. Food systems, 7 priorities to end hunger and protect the planet. Using sound to explore events of the universe. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,728,291,942 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Drake confirms, Certified Lover Boy album will be released on Friday. The Playmaker picks up Taliban hostage drama and Tomorrow We Will Be Dead exclusive. You Season 3 to premiere in October on Netflix. Apple's The Problem with Jon Stewart reveals premiere date and new teaser. Superhero stories take off in Emmys music categories. Venice-bound 107 Mothers debuts first footage, films boutique to sell world rights exclusive. Nitram claims lucrative first prize at in-person Cinefest Festival. Outsider Pictures swoops on the other Tom ahead of its Venice world premiere, Bose trailer exclusive. Paramount Plus to stream next Christmas special from Brazil's Porta dos Fundos, the animated Mean Boys exclusive. Former Playtime, Charades executives launch new banner Hago with premium TV slate exclusive. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. As the Lake Tahoe wildfire spreads, everyone on the California side is told to leave. Biden honors U.S. service members killed in Kabul. When COVID deaths are dismissed or stigmatized, grief is mixed with shame and anger. Elizabeth Holmes promised miracles by a finger prick. Her fraud trial starts Tuesday. In over 2 weeks since the Haiti earthquake, this ER doctor hasn't been home. One death from Hurricane Ida and New Orleans is left without power. 16 years after Katrina, Gulf Coast residents confront trauma with Hurricane Ida. With Biden looking on, the remains of 13 service members killed in Kabul return home. Ed Asner, award-winning actor who played Lou Grant, dies at 91. Kabul airport is targeted by rockets as the deadline for U.S. troops to leave nears. The following headlines are from the week. Avoiding America's next big mistake in Afghanistan. Is a COVID-19 booster shot jumping the gun? U.S. drone strike targeting Islamic State reportedly killed 10 Afghan civilians, including children. Candyman I, becomes the first film directed by a black woman to debut at #1 at the box office. New Orleans could be without power for up to 3 weeks after Hurricane Ida. Hurricane Ida destroyed New Orleans' jazz landmark, second home to the young Louis Armstrong. U.S. Kabul evacuation continues uninterrupted amid apparently failed rocket attack. Grady Hendrix recommends 6 books about killers. Republicans really want Biden to be the new Jimmy Carter. Lee Scratch Perry, the visionary soul of reggae, dies at 85. The next headlines are from Universe Today. After its last rock sample crumbled into powder, Perseverance is going to try again. These are the news headlines for today, Monday, August 30th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Hisian planets might be habitable ocean worlds. Can we recreate dinosaurs from their DNA? NeScout, NASA's solar sail mission, readies for launch on Artemis 1. Winter circle before dawn in late summer. The next news is from Politico. Britain tries to work out what a journalist is. Tesla's German factory pits politicians against environmentalists. France, Britain to propose Kabul airport safe zone at UN meeting. Pentagon prepared for mass casualty attack at Kabul airport hours before explosion. The first national cyber director has big plans to toughen U.S. digital defenses. Dems dig in on debt as painful September looms. As Biden wins down Afghanistan, a refugee backlash looms at home. Third conservative radio host who condemned vaccines dies of COVID. Louisiana Governor, levy should hold against Hurricane Ida. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Isolation of aged care residents is cruel and shameful. Car makers scrutinize lithium's green credentials amid battery rush. Developer fees adding up to $85,000 a block, driving up housing prices. Electricity grid powers on despite demise of coal as renewable surge. Australia's emissions fell 5% during first year of coronavirus pandemic. From the archives, 1946, Mr. Chivley promises justice for all. In the Herald, August 31st, 1948. Garage startup powering Starbucks and Baker's Delight in $120 MNZ sale. 8 times a year in the office, Canva prepares for fully flexible return. Your daily horoscope for Tuesday, August 31st. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Economic report, pending home sales slide for second month in a row, even though economists predicted an increase. My fiancé and I are buying a house. He demands that both his 19-year-old daughter and our baby inherit our home. The conversation: climate change is an infrastructure problem, as this map of EV charging stations shows. Bond report: Treasury yields little changed as traders turn focus to August jobs report. Back to school with the threat of the Delta variant, some parents once again call for remote learning. Outside the box, the U.S. needs this job-creating visa option for migrant entrepreneurs. Futures movers: stock futures steady as investors get ready to test records, brace for aftermath of Hurricane Ida. Goodbye, soggy fries. Wendy's creates a French fry with delivery and drive-through in mind. With nearly 1,300 Americans dying each day from COVID-19, some are saying it's time to penalize the unvaccinated. It almost feels like Groundhog Day. Colleges welcome students back to campus amid Delta variant surge. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Professor Emeritus Paul Schimmel donates $50 million to support MIT Life Sciences Enterprise, MIT News. Marion Maid, a local inventor who made an impact on the world, Marion Star. Fit India Freedom Run, The Tribune India. Commissioner of Patents challenges landmark ruling on artificial intelligence, lawyerly. The U.S. patent system and quantum cryptography, an awkward relationship, IPWatchdog.com. The Great American Science Heist, The Intercept. Top IP deal makers named, BlackBerry patent sale soon, in defense of Michelle Lee, Toyota Nets Lyft portfolio, IAM parent acquires Docket Navigator, plus much more. IAM. The next headlines are from Quartz. One drag on Nigeria's GDP growth has nothing to do with the pandemic. The eighth natural wonder of the world is getting a partnership with TikTok. We are about to learn how long a rocket maker survives without a rocket. China's new data laws are a risk factor in a facial recognition giant's IPO filing. Hurricane Ida, U.S. drone strike, and COVID-19 party hospitals. Beijing has a new legal architecture for sweeping control over user data. Africa's fastest unicorn, crypto trade champions, plague vaccine. The following headlines are from TechDirt. FCC bungled broadband mapping and subsidies so badly, it got boxed out of broadband infrastructure plan. Funniest most insightful comments of the week at TechDirt. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Atlanta Falcons. Amanda Serrano. Montana Love. Raiders. Patriots. Neen Leaks. Patrick Cantlay. Reims vs PSG. Weather Channel. Dallas Cowboys. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. WHO deeply worried about high COVID transmission rate in Europe, says 236,000 more could die by December. US not so open, Grand Slam gets underway in New York but vaccinated-only fans rule causes grumbles. Watch, more than 50 people arrested in Odessa after right-wing extremists attack police and participants at annual LGBT Pride March. Russia and Hungary agree on terms of Russian gas supply for 15 years. You be better, Mets players panned after bizarrely giving thumbs down to own fans in stadium during 9-4 win. Hunting Russians abroad, Americans are making dozens of attempts to extradite countries' citizens from other states, Moscow claims. SHT seems fishy, Tyron Woodley demands Jake Paul rematch in hometown after feeling robbed by local favorite. After coming through Tyron Woodley test, boxing's problem child Jake Paul isn't going anywhere anytime soon. Islamic State claims responsibility for rocket attack on Kabul airport, as White House says evacuation continues unhindered. BBC plagued by partisanship, row over appointment of left-wing editor continues to fuel debate about broadcasters' impartiality. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Video game stocks slide as Beijing imposes 3 hours per week playtime quota. U.S. pending home sales unexpectedly tumble for second straight month. $13 billion in month-end pension selling. Chase Bank cancels General Mike Flynn's credit cards. Global star, Iridium jump on rumors new iPhones may use satellite connectivity. While in a Jackson Hole, the Fed in no way indicated it is about to stop taking. Protest against mandatory vaccine turns violent in Greece, 47 detained. Japanization, the S&P 500 is tracking the Nikkei of 1980. Israel warns COVID Green Pass will expire if residents don't get third jab. S&P set for 53rd record high after Powell gives the green light to buy. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Guantanamo detainee due in military court over Indonesia bombings. Canada election, will declining consumer confidence hurt Trudeau? Qatar lauded for its role in Afghanistan evacuations. Kabul family say children killed in U.S. drone attack. What is Theranos founder Elizabeth Holmes on trial for? Rescue efforts begin after Hurricane Ida hits U.S., live. Can Germans stand up for hijabs as they do for unitards? Hurricane Ida pummels energy suppliers. India's COVID vaccine supply jumps, raising export hopes. Infographic, Afghanistan's humanitarian crisis. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Nearly 50 shot during weekend in Mayor Lori Lightfoot's Chicago. Thousands call Cajun Navy for rescue from Hurricane Ida floods. Cons London, 5 stabs during fight outside Harrow train station. Evacuation warnings for all of South Lake Tahoe as Calder fire rages. German police arrest woman accused of helping Islamic State transfer money to militants. Virginia Catholic bishop, no one is transgender. First casualty reported as Ida leaves deadly trail across Louisiana. As not seen on the BBC, thousands march against vaccine passports, medical coercion in London. Israel Defense Minister meets the President Abbas for first talks in a decade. UK Border Force admits some Afghan evacuees have forged papers. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Artist makes the most amazing animal sculptures from trash, look. Join a global gathering of researchers on the importance of self-compassion, free online. Over half of moms use snack time to show off what a cool mom they are. Devious dog fakes a coma to avoid toilet duty in the rain and it's so cute, watch. This week's inspiring horoscopes from Rob Bresney's Free Will Astrology. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Monday, August 30th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. FBI agent, Army Reserves call charged with sex crimes against children. Melbourne barber shoots masked gunman upset over haircut, police say. Fishermen named heroes after finding litter of newborns kittens on their boat and taking care of them for 4 days at sea. Rand Paul claims scientists won't study horse-deworming drug ivermectin's use as a potential COVID cure because of their hatred for Trump. Cookeville man seriously injured after severing his penis before leading officers on pursuit. Woman busted for pleasure session on beach. Matt Heafy to release black metal album Feet, Ison, Nurgle next year. Sheep rescued by Coast Guard after cliff fall on Dublin Island. Governor Tate Reeves on Mississippi becoming world's COVID epicenter. When you believe in eternal life you don't have to be so scared. Man grabs gun from dying 24-year-old son's hands after gun battle with off-duty NYPD and opens fire. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Excel autocorrect errors are plaguing gene research. The Gus & Chill solar cooler means no ice necessary, and with solar panels, it's really a mobile fridge. V-Downloader can help easily grab any video you want off the web for nearly $100 off. Toyota's epaulet hits a blind Paralympian, is semi-automation to blame? Get a bigger exit, build your executive team's personal brand. Tesla on autopilot crashes into two parked cars, again. Should doxing be illegal? Clubhouse's spatial audio feature works as advertised, but who cares? Windows 11 will run on old PCs after all, but only the hard way. Get an Amazon Echo Show 5 with Alexa for more than a third off. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Bright idea, new LEDs can detect off-food and lethal gases. Want to play college sports? A wealthy family helps. Monoclonal antibody treatment combo reduces hospitalization among high-risk patients with COVID-19. Insights into how stroke effects reading could help with rehabilitation. Perceptions of supernatural beings reveal feelings about good and bad in humans. Eating walnuts daily lowered bad cholesterol and may reduce cardiovascular disease risk. COVID-19 antibody study shows downside of not receiving second shot. Light to moderate coffee drinking associated with health benefits. Edoxaban may be effective treatment for atrial fibrillation after transcatheter aortic valve replacement. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Monday, August 30th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. Cutting-edge science launches on NASA's SpaceX cargo resupply mission. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. University of Utah will not institute vaccination, mask mandates at Rice-Eccles Stadium. Are earnings from tithing still tithing? Latter-day Saints weigh in on the money that built them all. Utah Marine's death takes your breath and crushes your heart, family tells hundreds at vigil at the state capitol. I rolled the dice, Vernal mom was young, healthy and thought she didn't need the COVID vaccine. Clothing affirmation, for trans and non-binary Utahns, finding the right clothes can make a world of difference. The Rundown, 2021 Mitt Romney vs. 2012 Mitt on Afghanistan. Software can prevent gerrymandering, but will Utah use it? Robert Gare asks. A year after mass demonstrations sparked by George Floyd murder, protesters see double standard in prosecutions. NBA exile, the best rim protector in the world, Hassan Whiteside is the Utah Jazz's new center enigma. Murray Spartans grab a spot in the top 25 in Week 3 of the Utah High School Football Power Rankings. The next headlines are from Slashdot, tech news for nerds. China slashes kids' gaming time to just 3 hours a week. How used solar panels are powering the developing world. Is Facebook the AOL of 2021? What happens when AI writes a play about AI? Blue Origin's stay of SpaceX's Moonlander contract gets 1-week extension thanks to PDF files. Should Google cut salaries for its remote workers? Jack Dorsey's Square wants to build a decentralized peer-to-peer Bitcoin exchange. So how close are we now to nuclear fusion energy? 10 U.S. government agencies plan expanded use of facial recognition. Facebook has trackers in 25% of websites and 61% of the most popular apps. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. New York man arrested for DWI on his lawnmower. Illinois indoor mask mandate goes into effect today. Vacant East St. Louis home on fire Monday, squatter found living inside. St. Louis City and County to make mask mandate extension decision today. Scattered showers and thunderstorms Monday, high temps in 80s. Man runs over officer's legs on I-270 near West Florissant. Photos, Hurricane Ida damage. Teen done after alleged drug overdose at friend's house. U.S. says drone kills suicide bombers targeting Kabul airport. 2-month-old dies in vehicle crash near Edwardsville Friday morning. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. 121,000 students return to class in county's largest school district. Lake Tahoe threatened by massive fire, more order to flee. I had to pay respect. Memorial at Camp Pendleton grows with remains of service members back in U.S. Newlyweds send $240 bill to no-show wedding guests. Rockets fired at Kabul airport amid U.S. withdrawal hit homes. San Diego County reports 686 new COVID-19 cases, no new deaths. Tree falling on home causes first confirmed Ida death in Louisiana. Fire world caught on video as crews battle Southern California fire. Remains of Camp Pendleton service members arrive at Dover Air Force Base. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. Mysterious light tank spotted in Serbia. Ukrainian company develop new tactical vehicle to replace Soviet-era UAZ Jeep. Finnish vehicle maker teams up with CSM for Slovakian 88 armored vehicle project. Japanese jets intercept Chinese giant drones. The next headlines are from SUP China, top news about China. World Cup qualifying, China vs Australia, preview. Misleading headlines about China's education sector miss the real story. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Monday, August 30th, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Husband of beloved Florida educator dies from COVID-19 6 days after wife. Pedestrian dies trying to cross I-680 in San Ramon. VTA resumes limited light rail services for first time since mass shooting. Some couldn't afford to run from Ida, our bank account is empty. Toxic and impossible, hostile school board meetings have members calling it quits. Anxious tenants await assistance as evictions resume. Ida lashes Louisiana, knocks out New Orleans power. Calder fire, evacuation warning issued for South Lake Tahoe. Vallejo City Council to consider new mask mandate. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Dundee Crown High School roof, field house improvements part of District 300 summer projects. Better, Assistant News Director Sarah Dunlapper leads ABC7. Stocks edge higher in early trading, holding near records. Better, what Rick Tellender wants you to know about improper DUI charge. Better, WLS Radio name City Hall reporter, new show for Dan McNeil. Rockets fired at Kabul airport, but U.S. flights continue. Hurricane Ida traps Laotians, leaves electrical grid a shambles. Occasional drug use killed her, mom shares story of daughter's fatal opioid use. Suburban Skyview, Hoffman Estates Escape Family Aquatic Center is perfect place to cool off in summer. Elgin authors among semi-finalists in Illinois Librarians Book Contest. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. 9 fantastic places to go apple picking in Washington this fall. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Orange alert for Tropical Cyclone Nor 21. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 1.445 million. Red alert for Tropical Cyclone Ida 21. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 2.652 million. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone 1021. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour. Wind speeds or higher is 0. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Julian 21. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour. Wind speeds or higher is 0. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Paraguay. Drought is ongoing in Kenya, Somalia, Tanzania. Drought is ongoing in Brazil. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Chile. Drought is ongoing in Angola. Drought is ongoing in Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia, Italy, Serbia. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Monday, August 30th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Colonial Pipeline temporarily shuts down 2 fuel lines as Hurricane Ida makes landfall. Houston Centerpoint Energy crews head to Louisiana to help restore power. Eyewitness 29/11, Behind the Lens reveals untold stories, rare video of America's darkest day. Grey's Anatomy star helps Subaru adopt all K-5 classrooms in Camden, New Jersey. Harris Company residents only have a couple days left to get paid for COVID vaccine. Ida downgraded to tropical storm as system moves north. Hot temps with a few rain showers for the work week. Wendy's is upgrading its French fries for first time in 11 years. Jackknifed 18-wheeler causing major morning commute delays on SH 288 in Pearland. Family stuck in Attica's home filled with water near New Orleans due to Ida. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. The latest, WHO brings in first aid to North Afghanistan. U.S. military flies out evacuees in waning hours of withdrawal. Trial of Olympic chic on forgery charges opens in Geneva. Celebrity birthdays for the week of September 5th to 11th. Failed nuclear contractor signs $21 deal, working with feds. The latest, France to donate 10 million vaccines to Africa. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Hundreds of subway riders evacuated after power surge shut down service on 8 lines. Ahead of NYC school reopening, 1,500 classrooms still undergoing ventilation repairs. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. On International Day, UN chief calls for action to end enforced disappearances. Cook Islands entrepreneur develops hydroponics greenhouse to boost local food production. Afghan children at greater risk than ever, top UNICEF official warns. The Energy Patriots bringing electricity to Indonesia's remote villages. Reaffirm commitment to ban nuclear tests, UN chief says in message for International Day. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Hurricane Ida lashes Louisiana, knocks out New Orleans power. Backdoor gun control, how Biden banning Russian ammo will make range ammo hard to come by. Twitter permanently bans Alex Berenson after viral COVID tweets. Flush with free money, Americans spent heroic amounts, but inflation ate it up. Americans have traded their freedoms for safety from COVID, and now we have neither. How our lives could soon look, the World Economic Forum posts yet another insane dystopian video. Chilling, vaccinated Australians to be granted new freedom, government-sanctioned hour of recreation. How the Central Intelligence Agency used ISIS-K to keep its Afghanistan business. The never-ending lies about the war on Afghanistan. Video, cop charged after dragging innocent student face down through the hall, stomping her face. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Actor Ed Asner, TV's blustery Lou Grant, dies at 91. Due to dumper roller coaster closed after broken bones reported. Is this a real article claiming Frida Kahlo gleefully dabbles in art? We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Go get them, desperate Louisiana residents beg for rescue after Hurricane Ida. Prince Andrew's gilded cage closes in as Department of Justice reiterates desire to speak to disgraced royal. Torn to pieces, fam of kids killed in U.S. attack in Kabul cry out. Wikipedia can be both a gift and a curse for puzzlers. Marie Kondo on sparking joy in the time of COVID and the Allison Roman mess. The left frets that Kirsten Sinema is now just trolling them. Don't negotiate with Trump's disease-spreading zombie army. Porn superstar Maitland Ward, our OnlyFans victory is just the beginning. The freefall moment when Woo Orc turned into WTF. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Child obesity increased during COVID-19 pandemic, study. China bans minors from playing video games on school days, and limits weekend hours. 1/3 anti-vaccine conservative radio host dies of COVID-19. Shakira shares rare photo with sons Milan and Sasha. ESPN announcers turned on network for broadcasting bizarre high school football game. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Hurricanes Ida and Katrina are similar, but tiny differences are key. Delta variant may double risk of hospitalization for unvaccinated, study says. New Orleans officials warn residents to hunker down as Hurricane Ida makes landfall. SpaceX launches Dragon cargo ship to space station with fresh food and science gear. Weather forecaster explains what's fueling Hurricane Ida after it made landfall. How COVID is creating a challenge during Hurricane Ida. FEMA administrator on Hurricane Ida, the threat has not passed yet. 22 barges break loose on Mississippi River due to Hurricane Ida. More than 1,000 Americans are dying from COVID per day. A look at the damage caused by Hurricane Ida. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. U.S. evacuation continues as Afghanistan withdrawal deadline looms. Pregnant woman found dead in river identified as 19-year-old Chicago resident. 911 emergency phone system still down in Orleans, Jefferson perishes after Hurricane Ida. Governor Hochul blames perfect storm power surge for widespread NYC subway outage. Ida weakens to tropical storm after knocking out power to more than 1 million homes. Nearly $7.50 in stolen wages going back to NYC workers, controller says. Hurricane Ida makes landfall in Louisiana as extremely dangerous Category 4 storm. Man killed by falling tree in Ascension Parish, Louisiana, first death amid Hurricane Ida's rage. Hurricane Ida knocks out power to all of New Orleans as city limps on generators. CIT, Hurricane Ida rips roof off a Louisiana hospital in seconds. The following headlines are from military.com. North Korea appears to have resumed nuke reactor operation, UN Atomic Agency says. As troops return, UK under pressure over Afghans left behind. U.S. intelligence still divided on origins of coronavirus. Biden pays respects to U.S. troops killed in Afghanistan. Taliban guard airport as most NATO troops leave Afghanistan. U.S. airlifts aid to Haiti to reach areas hardest hit by quake. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Jacob Blake, paralyzed after being shot by Kenosha cop, making progress toward walking, but worries it could happen to me again. Commentary: your mask probably isn't making you happy, but here are 9 that will. First day of school for CPS students. COPA investigating after viral video appears to show uniformed police officer grabbing, physically restraining woman on North Avenue Beach. Daywatch, Illinois prepares for more vaccine mandates as cases climb. In-person class for CPS begins. Lardon brings Chicago the charcuterie it deserves. Chicago Public Schools fully reopens today for first time in 18 months as COVID rages on. I'm happy and worried. Can Bernie Sanders sell Democrats' $3.5 trillion budget to Trump voters? Here's how he tried in Indiana. Growing up Capone, an interview with the granddaughter of the legendary Chicago outfit boss. Some parents brace for chaotic first day as school bus driver shortage leaves 2,100 CPS students without rides. The following headlines are from phys.org. New book explores the different, and surprising, types of atheism in science. Canadians are having more sex during the pandemic, unless they're living with their partners. Poison ivy can work itchy evil on your skin. Cold planets exist throughout the galaxy, even in the galactic bulge. Ecologists reconstruct Hong Kong's marine ecosystem over the last 100 years. Fundamental mechanics help increase battery storage capacity and lifespan. Decontaminating industrial plastic waste to ease the planet's burden. Latham snipe flies non-stop for 5 days from Japan to Australia, but now its habitat is under threat. How work integrated learning helps to make billions in university funding worth it. If Planet 9 is out there, here's where to look. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Monday, August 30th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. Climate change is supercharging tropical cyclones like Ida. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Parts of Olympic National Park closed after reports of a potentially dangerous armed person. China limits children to 3 hours of online gaming a week. Bayrami beats FIFA in court, can switch to play for Albania. Portugal defender Semedo arrested on sexual assault charge. Trial set to begin for prisoner accused of killing guards. Coronavirus Daily News Updates, August 30th, what to know today about COVID-19 in the Seattle area, Washington State and the world. Family says 7 children were killed in Kabul drone strike, U.S. is investigating. The following headlines are from mercurynews.com. Hurricane Ida traps Laotians, leaves the grid a shambles. Map, Calder fire evacuation zone near South Lake Tahoe. Pac-12 Football Outlook, ranking the impact newcomers for 2021. SpaceX launches ants, avocados, robot to space station. 71-year-old woman killed in shooting outside her home, 86-year-old man charged. Stanford football preview, schedule gives no quarter to Cardinal, new starting quarterback, whoever it is. 49ers fans, 10 awesome Levi's Stadium food vendors for the 2021 to 2022 season. The 11 most highly anticipated Bay Area restaurant openings fall-winter 2021. Recipe, say goodbye to summer with this feisty caponata. Why does Antioch cat prefer sitting on hard objects rather than soft ones? The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Robert Aaron Long, man accused in Georgia spa shootings, to appear in court. PNC to raise base wages to $18 an hour, latest bank to do so. Border deaths soar, 2021 could break all-time record. U.S. aims start to Bali bombing war crimes case at Guantanamo. EU set to recommend reinstating restrictions on U.S. travelers. Qatar emerges as key player in Afghanistan after U.S. pullout. Abbas, Israel's Gantz hold new high-level talks, urged by U.S. U.S. military shoots down rockets aimed at Kabul airport, Biden updated on situation overnight. The next headlines are from The Intercept. The Georgia prison guard shortage is killing incarcerated people. Post 9/11 stings targeted people who posed no threat, they remain in prison. How the Bayh-Dole Act wrested public science from the people's hands. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Monday, August 30th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. It's back to school time for CPS students. Weekend gun violence, at least 6 killed in Chicago and 49 wounded, including a 14-year-old, 2 15-year-olds and 2 16-year-olds. Dear Abby, my dad wants me to drink, mom says to wait till I'm 21. Only Murders in the Building stars an unlikely but appealing true crime trio. Man found dead on CTA Blue Line tracks in Jefferson Park. Man fatally shot after gunman forces his way into South Shore home. Parkway Gardens shooting, man, 22, suffers a leg wound. Sky thump storm behind Candace Parker's 25. Man shot and critically wounded following argument on North Side. Horoscope for Monday, August 30th, 2021. The next headlines are from the Times of India. TVS launches customizable Apache RR310. Video of Indian Jawans collapsing wrongly linked to COVID vaccine. E-Times Celeb Tracker, today's 20 best celeb moments. Investors richer by Rs 5.76 LCR in 3 days of market rally. 30 pictures from Janmashtami celebrations across India. Fake RT-PCR reports, why QR code verification cannot be trusted. Pakistan NSA denies warning of another 9/11. Tokyo Paralympics, javelin thrower Sumit wins India's second gold. 6 washed away in gushing waters and rain hit Telangana. Wrong, but strictness needed, Qatar on IS officer's remarks. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Monday, August 30th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Deal on GOP election bill sets stage for Abbott's approval. Houston to NOLA, we got you. Ars Lyrica presents their 17th season Turning Points. Things to do, upcoming food and drink events in Houston this week. Opinion, the scary, controlling power of the state's new abortion law. Hive music industry responds to the Delta variant. Tom Brady carves up Texans defense in final preseason game. The next headlines are about world records making news. York County swimmer Coleman Stewart sets world record with stunning performance, the Evening Sun. Australian 4x100 men's relay team breaks world record in Tokyo pool, the New Delhi. Falashade Oluwafemi-Adebayo's world record highlights final day in Tokyo, International Paralympic Committee. Australia break world record in Tokyo pool, the Canberra Times. World record, broken, that's just what gold medalist Carlotta Gilly does, latest tweet by Paralympic, latest lie. The week that was, ISL begins and Paralympic racing in full swing, Swimming World magazine. Tokyo Paralympics, Sumit Antil wins gold with world record in javelin throw, Economic Times. Tokyo Paralympics 2021, Sumit Antil smashes world record, wins javelin gold, ESPN. Sumit Antil achieves world record javelin throw to win gold at Tokyo Paralympics, IndiaTimes.com. Yes we can, Cape Town charity breaks world record for longest line of food cans, News 24. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Marlon James on his follow-up to Black Leopard, Red Wolf and the Importance of Fantasy. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever teases our first look at a new hero. Fossil's new smartwatch is here, but the timing is unfortunate. What is the most important scientific development of the last 50 years? Singapore gives up goal of COVID-0 despite high vaccination rate. More than 1 million without power in the wake of Ida's catastrophic transmission damage. How to help Hurricane Ida victims right now. Hurricane Ida shuts down more than 90% of oil and gas production in the Gulf of Mexico. Well, that was a thoroughly unpleasant episode of The Walking Dead. The iPhone 13 could allow users to text and call without 4G and 5G coverage. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Jarrah in Kuwait at 120.56 degrees Fahrenheit or 49.2 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Amundsen in Minus Scott's South Pole Station at 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Hurricane Ida slammed into Louisiana and then didn't really weaken. Why? Linux BSD command line wizardry, learned to think and said, AWK, in grep. The modern challenge of gaming without a strong internet connection. How game makers are catering to disabled players. A bad solar storm could cause an internet apocalypse. The following headlines are from Raw Story. How you get stuff done, and Time Ask GOP nominee threatens to use 20 strong men to physically remove school boards. The House Insurrection Committee has painted Trump into a corner where the courts won't save him, legal expert. Kid Rock cancels shows after over half of his band catches COVID-19 in wake of Sturgis performance. Biden critics busted for completely false claims about president's attendance at dignified transfer of troop remains. Fight breaks out at Tennessee church where pastor blames Antifa for Capitol insurrection, report. Ohio judge orders hospital to treat COVID-19 patient with ivermectin, despite CDC warnings. Florida police departments rocked by 29 COVID deaths as DeSantis bungles pandemic response. Trump's nutcase battalion appears to be jumping ship, now it's time for sane Republicans to do the same, Missouri newspaper. Fact-checkers rip apart new anti-vax conspiracies about Pfizer vaccines. Furious Arizona activists unload on Kyrsten Sinema for trolling them and brazenly doubling down. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. Why Facebook won't stop pushing propaganda. Drought is complicating California's plans for a carbon-free future. Yes, let's mandate vaccines for eligible school children, Fauci says. Odds of escape waning for at-risk Afghans, despite assurances. COVID and Ida are a brutal 1-2 punch for hospitals in the storm's path. England intends to ban single-use culinary plastics, very slowly. Penguin Classics launches new canon of environmental literature. The following items are today's top search results for the term neuroplasticity. Revisiting spasticity after stroke, JMDH, Dove Medical Press. Scientists discover one kind of friend is best for brain health, inverse. Low temperature emergent neuromorphic networks with correlated oxide devices, pnas.org. The next items are the top results for news about longevity and immortality. The 10 animals with the longest life expectancy in the world, declare people. Could bats hold a secret to healthy aging? The Japan Times. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Monday, August 30th, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. The new reality of UFOs interview with journalist Leslie Kean. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Monday, August 30th, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News i8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News i8. All rights reserved.